Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with brand new Type 71. Well, it is a new line which came into the game, let's say, a couple of weeks ago, and I had my time to play with a tier 10 already, and I have pretty strong opinion about this, and strong doesn't necessarily mean good. Okay, first things first. Armor-wise, Type 71. How this vehicle is looking like. The tank is overall tiny, right? So usually other tanks are either the same height or even higher than this vehicle is. So armor-wise, you cannot look into this tank armor-wise as a decent vehicle. Now, but skill, what do you mean you can play hold down with this vehicle? Exactly, you can play perfectly hold down with very good gun depression, but still for some reason it feels like this cupola is made out of magnets. To be completely honest with you, I played with this, I tried to master this vehicle where the hold down plays goes, and I felt like I'm getting penetrated extremely easily with this vehicle, which is quite sad. So you cannot side scrap with a tank. Hold down play is the right play, but it's kind of difficult. What is happening whenever you are meeting, let's say, a tank with a proper heat ammunition? Well, your armor doesn't last that good, at least from my experience, okay? I truly want to highlight this. It just doesn't feel great as a vehicle itself, okay? I want to say that straight, because I know that the turret looks like it would be super duper hyper turbo good, but it did not felt like this for me. I have played with this vehicle for, let's say, 41 games. I'm averaging 3000 average damage, 800 assisting damage, and this is, and to be completely honest with you, this is for a tier 10 is very bad score for me, okay? I really want to highlight this. I really want to say that it's not the most pleasant experience. Let's say I played with a tier 9, I marked tier 9, with also not the greatest score for a tier 9 and quite kaku win ratio, but I played better with a tier 9 than I played with a tier 10, right? And from the tier 10 I expect for myself, let's say, close to 4000, right? This is what I expect. Anyways, this is just a first couple of cents just to say how do I feel about this vehicle and how does it look like. Now, let's go into the game and let's try to make this vehicle work, shall we? Okay, and the very first battle looks great for us. We are playing on the Fisherman's Bay. We have a standard battle, right? We are playing against the tier 8s. That's quite nice. And that's very much enjoyable. Now, the thing to say is that once again we need to look for hold down play. We cannot really side scrap too much, and where the gun handling goes, it's quite an interesting story. The thing is, whenever you are going into the super sniper mode, you see this middle ground, middle sniper, it's pretty much after a reload you are waiting for another 4 or 5 seconds, something like this, right? So then you have accuracy mode. But whenever you are, let's say you are firing and you have only one reticle, right? And this reticle is quite inaccurate, right? We are the Super Conqueror or E5 or anything else, you know, what has an excellent gun handling. They simply feel like they are significantly better. And what do I mean by saying this, fellas? I just want to save the time for you guys. This tank is far away from being ideal and far away from being excellent, okay? I just want to say that. That being said, if you have a choice as to grind other lines, I would recommend to do so, right? Yeah, when new line is coming to the game, it has some hype around it and everything. I understand that, fellas. It's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. New line, new mechanics. This tank has 2 mechanics combined. It has a siege mode and it has more accuracy mode and whatnot. But unfortunately, fellas, it just doesn't cut it. It doesn't feel like this is a meta tank or it is a nice vehicle in the world of tanks. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just how it goes. Also, I was wondering, okay, maybe it's only me. Maybe I haven't, maybe it's me problem. Maybe I haven't came back to the game properly, you know? I was trying to blame myself how I played with this vehicle and whatnot. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not only one who has this type of experience with this vehicle, right? In other words, other people are struggling to play with it for a very, very nice level. And especially the tier 10 is the biggest disappointment, fellas. Talking about, let's say, tier 9. Tier 9 is average, in my opinion. Talking about the tier 8, which I lately marked, it is average as well. You cannot say that it is unplayable pile of kaku and it is the worst tank in the world of tanks. You know, you just simply cannot say that. But where the tier 10 goes, I simply cannot say a good words. I apologize, fellas. And believe me, I would love to say something nice. I would love to say something, wow, this tank has some unique things to offer. It's quite nice and it's quite amazing. No, I just simply cannot say that, fellas. And I want to be honest with you. I want to save some time for you. And I just want to say, you know, try to avoid this vehicle where the grind goes. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing for a game held in the world of tanks. Still, I do not get it what you are saying. What am I saying? It's significantly better to have underperforming line in the world of tanks, and after some time this line getting buffed, then having the completely broken line, right? And pretty much grinding it as soon as possible. And if you are a casual player, it can take some time, right? And after that, the line is being nerfed, and then you are crying in the corner, and then you are unhappy with everything, you know, because you spend your time to grind it, and now it's nerfed 3 months later, and life isn't so pretty anymore. So I think this is okay thing. Now the question is, what Wargaming were thinking by getting this vehicle into the game, right? At least that's what I want to believe, right? And that being said, it's just far away from being ideal tank and balance wise, you know. Someone needs to work harder to create more average tanks instead of, you know, that type of stuff. Anyways, that's okay. We are going to be fine. We are going to survive, and now we will try to do our best. Now, please, fellas, don't be mad on me that I am just, you know, shit-talking the tank and saying the tank is far away from being ideal, you know. My intention is to share my opinion about one or another vehicle, and my intention is to just give you a heads up. I wish I would not be on vacations last month, right? Or I supposed to say last couple of weeks, right? So I would give this opinion instantly, but since I wasn't at home, you know, I was spending my time somewhere else where I could not do that. So my apologies for that. Meanwhile, can we say hello for this TN Hash? Also, did you notice that the gun handling is far away from being ideal? And I truly mean it. Like, the gun handling is kind of a stinker in many cases, you know? Sure, whenever you are getting into the more accurate game mode or into more accurate mode overall, it's alright. You cannot say, like, this is the worst tank in the world of tanks by any shape or any form. But if it happened to be that you are not reloading, you are not waiting until your gun will go into that super mode, it can be an issue and it can definitely be a problem. Now, side scrapping with this tank isn't worth it, to be completely honest with you. But I'm trying to make the smaller target of myself, you know? That's what I'm trying to do currently, and hopefully we will be able to eliminate this gentleman. Luckily, he doesn't have a turret. I think I am going to reload quicker than he will, which is good. And we are okay. Beautiful. Okay, first battle. Keep this in mind that I'm super heavy in this matchmaking, or I'm supposed to say I am a top tier in this matchmaking. That means I have all the benefits of the matchmaking to make this tank better, right? Skill, what do you mean to make this tank better? Well, whenever you are a top tier, right, you just simply can afford to make more pressure, and to make more aggressive plays, and to simply go in front like crazy mother trucker, right? You just simply can afford this more. Oh my bananas, maximum roll by the guy. Okay. E3 high rolled me to the maximum. Like, you cannot high roll physically a high roll more than this. It's okay. It happens, I guess. Not much what we can change about this. How about this mother trucker sitting here? Good. He penetrated us without bigger problems whatsoever, which is definitely understandable. Can we eliminate him from the game? No, we cannot, because Borat is coming. And the thing is, for other tier 10 tank, if let's say I would play with E5 in this situation, I think my score would be significantly better. I'm not even joking, I truly mean it. And it's just, you know, I am slowly but surely building the hate for this tank. Anyways, I really hate to be negative in my videos, but sometimes it happens, and I just want to highlight how big of the pile of kaku this is. Anyways, let's teleport to the scoreboard. And we are back after first game. Unfortunately, it is defeat, but we need to accept this. 4,400 damage, 900 assisting damage. It's okay. I cannot cry about this. We are second by experience. We are first by the damage. We lost 12,000 credits. That's okay. Round number 2, let's go. Okay, looks like Wargaming definitely knows that I am making video with this time. With this tank, right? Another tier 8 matchmaking, but 2 artas and Malinovka. Okay, one more thing to highlight. Whenever you are challenging the hill, right, with this vehicle, because we are going to go for the hill, and let's say you are facing Super Conqueror. Super Conqueror weak spot is barely hittable. Meanwhile, this tank weak spot is quite humongous, especially whenever you are not using the gun depression to the maximum. And I can promise you that not in every single game you can do that. What do I mean by saying this? Not in every single game you can use maximum of 13 degrees gun depression or whatever that thing has. So yeah, this is going to be challenging, but we will try to do our best. We will try to make it work, fellas. So first things first, what do we want to do? We want to go on top of the hill. Hopefully, we are going to feel great. And hopefully we will be able to slap the living crap out of this Super Kong. Now we can see a definitely big build up over there. Object, Minotauro, Baza. We can see a big build up right there, right? Where the tank goes. And to be completely honest with you, all of them could go on top of the hill. So there is a tiny chance that we have an advantage on the hill. At least that's what I want to believe, and that's what I am hoping for. Now the decisions. What do we want to do? Do we want to go into the upper side or lower side? Upper side is significantly better, but lower side we can cut the enemies. You know what? I'm going to the lower side. Do I want to go to the lower side? Not anymore. One more thing. Whenever I played with overall this tank lane, I noticed that this line is not like assault tanks, you know? Okay, hear me out. What I'm trying to explain here and what I'm trying to say. It's more likely mid lane supporter than the super heavy tank, right? Yeah, I know it sucks whenever you are top tier and whenever you cannot make that much pressure. I get it. It sucks. Believe me, I am very, very well aware of that. But this is how this tank lane is looking like, right? So I noticed if you are challenging the super heavy tanks in close combat, right? Even whenever you are playing cooldown, this is going to be a bit of the challenge and a bit of the pickle to deal with them, right? That being said, if you are going to play with this vehicle as a heavium, skill, what is a heavium? Heavium is like a hybrid between the medium tank and the heavy tank, right? This may be significantly better situation, right? And it just simply, it will feel better. I can promise you that, right? Even there, we are playing kind of aggressively, right? We are up front to the enemies, but we are not really taking that much attention from the enemy forces, if you know what I mean. Yes, we are up front, but we are not really up front. And please, pay attention at the gun handling whenever you are not going into the super accurate mode, you know? I feel like I'm missing quite a lot of shells here. Now, this is extremely good thing that enemy team decided to be aggressive to the level that they are pushing in front like crazy mother truckers, right? In this situation, it's good for us just because enemy team has no team, you know? They're just simply making silly goose mistakes, right? And this is very much appreciated. This is very, we are enjoying this game very much. Beautiful. And the gun actually started hitting. You know what is the sad part? I want to present this tank, and I know that this vehicle is far away from being ideal. And now I'm having extremely good session, and you might think, no, but Skill, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're playing well. I mean, you are averaging like 5,000 combined like there is no tomorrow over a couple of games. I do not understand. Skill, I think you changed. Yeah, but for real, I feel like I'm super duper hyper turbo lucky where the matchmaking goes. And it just simply feels like that I am just straight up lucky, you know? Sometimes it happens when matchmaking is treating you like a king, and now I feel like I have my crown on, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's okay. That is okay. We are progressing with gun marks, and soon you are going to see best of this vehicle in the extra channel as well. When is it going to happen? I cannot answer into your question because first of all I need to mark this tank. So I would guess maybe next week. But yeah, so far after 40 or 50 games, it's not ideal vehicle indeed. Anyways, we can get couple of more shells here. I would love to get 2 more shots, so we would have 5,000 damage, which would be very, very nice and very much appreciated indeed. Let's see, can we do that? Now, super accurate mode, this thing can hit for sure. That is very, very good. Let's see, can we slap him again before he escapes? Oh, yup, tararai. Fellas, Arta said hello for the enemy nomad, for enemy tank destroyer. And you know what? Just because he has a nomad in his name, I believe he's going to stay cool. I believe he's going to stay calm, and everything is going to be great. Okay, nice game. Let's see the score. And we are back. 4.6 thousand damage, 1.9 thousand assisting damage. We are first by experience, we are first by the damage, and we got 148,000 profits, but all of them pretty much comes from the completing mission, right? Okay, so far our performance is very good. 4.5 thousand average damage, 1.4 thousand assisting damage. We are playing for 6,000 combined with this thing. Maybe I need to start the sessions while just shit-talking the tank and saying how horrible it is. No comments. 3 games and 3 games against the tier 8s. Yeah, looks like Wargaming is trying to make this tank look better in my video. Fellas, I told you many times that my father is working in Wargaming and he's responsible for rigging the games for me. And this is exactly how the things are looking like in this session, truly. I mean, there is nothing to say about this. So, what do we want to do? I love Prokhorovka. It is my favorite map in the world of tanks, and it doesn't matter with what tank I'm playing. I just love this map, right? Because I feel like I can do everything with the light tanks, medium tanks, sniper, schnitzels, heavy tanks. Doesn't matter what am I playing with. Now, obviously, the worst part of all of this is going to be that, unfortunately, but enemies have Artas. So they are going to slap this vehicle extremely hard, and I truly mean it. This is going to be quite a challenge, but we are going to be okay. We are big boys and we are going to survive, okay? That's what I am hoping for, and that's what I think we are going to have. Meanwhile, unfortunately, I'm getting outspotted, but that's okay. And we have the Lorraine, who is just going through the middle of the field. I do not know what he was thinking, but he went for it. So kudos to him. I'm glad that he enjoyed himself, and I'm glad that enemy light tank was greedy enough to shoot from the typical bush. What a greediness. What a greediness by enemy light tank. I mean, that is madness. So looking into all of this, now we are gaming. This is the situation whenever we are feeling extremely good, and whenever we are enjoying ourselves, right? At least this is what I want to believe, and this is what I believe in, right? So all we need to do at the moment is just simply to be a bit annoying towards the enemy forces and just slap them like there is no tomorrow. I have a feeling that I'm spotted all the time. No, I'm not. Interesting. So maybe that was maybe that was E75 who was spotted. Also could be possibility. Let's take a second to aim. Beautiful. I think we definitely slapped the swiper. And this is the moment whenever we are going to play closer towards the middle. Now, Skill, the question is, why do you want to play towards the middle over there? Because I think this is the most beneficial position for us, to be completely honest with you. We are going to take our time to aim our shots to the swipers and whatnot, and in the same time we are quite flexible here. Plus on top of that, our light tank is smart. What do you mean by saying your light tank is smart, Skill? Well, you see, he's making pressure. So, since he is making pressure here, we are going to be completely fine. And I have anti-Arta shield as well. Holy bananas, how lucky I am with this session. This is insanity, fellas, how lucky I am in this session, truly. Meanwhile, Mr. Scorpion is getting spotted. He's not going to enjoy this game, I can promise you that. There is no way he's going to survive. And, you know, that sounds like him problem. Unfortunate, but, you know, he is spawned in the wrong team and their light tank simply messed the things up. If enemy light tank would have been a bit more patient and he would not fire, the situation could look significantly different over there. But that's part of the game in Prokhorovka, right? Strong light tanks are doing the heavy lifting here, and not so strong light tanks, greedy light tanks, less experienced light tanks, they are throwing the games, right? And that's completely fine. This is how it looks like. Let's load APCR so we will have a bit faster shell velocity, and now we can start our journey, you know? All we need for a full happiness is to beat the living crap out of the E100s and whatnot. You see, remember when I said that, unfortunately, but this tank armor is far away from being ideal. Yeah, cupola of this tank is just simply, it's big, you know, and it's weak. So enemies can penetrate it without bigger problems whatsoever, as you can see in this battle, right? Even E100, which, let's get real, it's not the most accurate tank in the world of tanks, are slapping us like I would be his punching bag, right? That's okay. Accept it. It's okay. Meanwhile, I have a feeling I got penetrated into the turret for another time. Yes, I did. It's okay. How about the Centurion sitting here? Now, the time has come for us to just simply farm, you know? I do not really look at anything else but farming in this situation. This is very, very, very simple gameplay for us. Okay. 1-1B is thinking that he made the best decision in his life over there, but to be completely honest with you, that was a huge mistake by him. And that's exactly what we want to see, fellas. We want to see mistakes from the enemy forces, and we are hoping that our gun will treat us okay. And you know what is the worst part of all of this, fellas? I made this tank work. And I truly stand by my words that I said before, that I think it is a bad vehicle, and as a matter of fact, I think it is one of the worst tier 10 heavy tanks in the game, you know? There is no way you want to play this when Super Conqueror is there, when Vaza 5A is there, when 277 is there, and many other vehicles, right? Maybe I need to be more negative in my YouTube videos. If every negative intro of the YouTube video would bring us the score like this, from now on I'm going to call myself Salty Baboon, okay? This is what we are going to do. Just simply Salty Baboon. That's it. Problem solved, you know? Every and each game I'm a top tier, so we are having the highest level challenge. Skill, are you being sarcastic? Absolutely not. What do you mean? What sarcasm means? So we will have the hardest challenge. I mean, I have a magnet, fellas. Or anti-magnet, or something like this, that enemies simply cannot do absolutely anything for us. Crazy. Absolute nuts. Whee! Our light tank is playing like a train. And now we simply can make pressure for remaining enemy forces, right? Definitely not a rocket science. So yeah, that was extremely successful session, fellas. I am proud of this one, I'm happy of this one, but in the same time, you know, please keep this in mind that we played against the lower tiers all the time, right? That is extremely important thing to highlight, right? And it might look, no, but skill, it looks like you are having a decent tank and everything is fine. It's not a decent tank. It's just matchmaking that allows us to do this. Let's see the score. I do not want to talk about this session, fellas. It's absolutely ridiculous, but here you go. Your Sunday daily dose of skill. What can I say? Look at this beauty. 4.7 thousand damage, 2.9 thousand assisting damage. Absolutely glorious session as it is. Truly very, very, very strong performance. 38,000 minus. That's unfortunate, but what can you do? And in the end of the day, our performance with this tank is 4.6 thousand damage and close to 2,000 assisting damage. So we finish this session with 6,500 combined. I do not want to talk about this. That was a pure luck. Call me a lucky shitter, say that my games are rigged, say that my father is working in wargaming and I'm lucky. 3 games in a row against the tier 8s. It's nuts. Anyways, fellas, that's what I have for you today. Don't be tricked by this performance. The tank is hard to play with and the tank is far away from being ideal. I was just simply lucky. If I would need to repeat it, I would not do that. So yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. That was your daily dose of skill and see you soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.